Two men climb a hill. They are carrying raincoats, a notebook, and strange masks made of lead. Hours later, both are found dead. There are no signs of violence, no signs of robbery, no obvious cause of death. Only a cryptic note containing instructions. Instructions that appear to have led them directly to their deaths. And nearly 60 years later, nobody knows what those instructions meant. Welcome to Nocteryn, the archive of unsolved mysteries, strange disappearances, and disturbing real events. If you're fascinated by cases that continue to puzzle investigators decades later, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future archives. Now let's examine one of the strangest unsolved mysteries ever recorded. On August 20th, 1966, two men climbed a hill overlooking the Brazilian city of Niterói. They carried raincoats, a notebook, and two unusual masks made of lead. Hours later, both men would be dead. No signs of violence, no evidence of struggle, no clear cause of death. And besides their body, investigators discovered a cryptic note containing instructions that nobody has ever fully understood. Nearly 60 years later, the mystery remains unsolved. The story begins with two electronic technicians from Brazil. Their names were Miguel Jose Viana and Manuel Pereira da Cruz. By all accounts, they lived ordinary lives. They worked with radios and electronic equipment. They had families, they had careers. Nothing suggested that they were about to become the center of one of the strangest mysteries in Brazilian history. On the morning of August 17, 1966, the two men left their hometown. They informed their families that they needed to purchase electronic supplies. It seemed like a normal business trip, one that neither of them would return from. As investigators later reconstructed their final movements, several details stood out. The men purchased waterproof raincoats. At first glance, this may not seem unusual, but the weather was warm. There was little indication of rain. Then they bought bottles of water. Witnesses later recalled that the pair appeared unusually serious, almost as if they were following a schedule, almost as if they had been given specific instructions. And whatever they were preparing for, they never told anyone. Days later, a local teenager was flying a kite near Vitem Hill when he noticed something strange on the slope below. Two figures, motionless, lying side by side. Authorities were alerted. When the investigators arrived at the scene, they encountered something deeply unsettling. The two men were dressed neatly. They were wearing raincoats. Covering their eyes were homemade masks crafted from sheets of lead. Not protective helmets, not industrial equipment, just crude lead masks positioned over the eye area, as though they had been designed to shield the wearer from something bright, something dangerous, or perhaps something they expected to see. The scene became even stranger. The bodies showed no obvious signs of violence, no gunshot wounds, no stab wounds, no evidence of a struggle, no indication that anyone else had been present. Their money remained untouched, their belongings remained untouched. Nothing appeared to be stolen. Yet both men were dead. Near the bodies, investigators discovered a small notebook. Inside was a handwritten message, a message that would become one of the most famous clues in the history of unsolved mysteries. The note read, 1630, be at the specified location, 1830, ingest capsules. After effect, protect metals. Await signal, mask. That was all. No explanations, no names, no details, just a sequence of instructions. Instructions that appeared to describe exactly what the two men had done before they died. The note immediately raised a terrifying question. What capsules? What signal? And why were masks necessary? Investigators searched for answers, but every clue seemed to create more confusion. The greatest frustration came from the fact that the bodies had been exposed to an environment before a complete toxicological examination could be performed. Any traces of substance that might have been present in their systems may have been lost forever. The opportunity to identify the mysterious capsules was gone, and with it, perhaps the best chance of solving the case. As news of the incident spread, theories began to emerge. Some believed the men had been involved in secret scientific experiments. Others suspected they belonged to a spiritualist group attempting to make contact with supernatural forces. There were theories involving extraterrestrials, hidden technologies, psychic communication, and rituals gone terribly wrong. Some investigators focused on the lead masks themselves. Lead is often used as a shield against radiation. Could the men have expected a powerful flash of light? Were they attempting to protect their eyes from some kind of energy source? Or had they been convinced that something extraordinary would happen before them that night? No theory has ever answered every question. The masks remain unexplained. The note remains unexplained. The capsules remain unexplained. And the deaths themselves remain unexplained. Before we reach conclusion, I'd like to hear your theory and what do you think what happened on that hill? Were the men conducting an experiment? Were they following instructions from someone else? Or is there another explanation entirely? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're enjoying the archive so far, don't forget to subscribe to Nocteryn for more real mysteries and unexplained cases. To this day, nobody knows exactly why two healthy men climbed a remote hill wearing lead masks. Nobody knows what capsules they consumed, nobody knows what signal they were waiting for, and nobody knows what caused their deaths. The lead mask case remains one of the strangest unsolved mysteries in modern history. A mystery suspended between science and belief, between evidence and speculation, a case where every clue leads deeper into uncertainty, and where the truth may have disappeared along with the men who sought it. This has been Nocturne Archive File #002, and remember, some mysteries are buried by time, others continue to haunt us until the next archive, where truth fades into silence.